Dragon Disaster Gaming. Power Wash Simulator 2. Mm-hmm. Corrections, this is a Dimetrodon. Not a Spinosaurus or Plesiosaurus. My bad. My handsome boy. Very nice with detailed hands. Scale texture. I should try to put that on one of my models. Oh, it's an own map too. Ooh. They're right there. You know, they say dinosaurs were actually covered in feathers, or in proto-feathers. I don't know, I prefer the scaly look myself, but they also say that scientists under-feather when they show them with feathers. And I once saw a picture of a bird that supposedly, well, it showed a comparison of a bird normally feathered versus how scientists would have drawn it if it was a dinosaur being under-feathered, and it looked very, very weird. And I can't help but wonder just how feathered were the dinosaurs. I mean, was this guy like loaded with feathers? Did he look like a penguin or fluff? I don't know. If we ever bring him back, wouldn't they be covered in feathers, or would we make them scaly? I mean, if we bring him back, we're just bringing creatures that look like dinosaurs. I know we brought back the dire wolf, or so we keep claiming, but we didn't. Not really. I think I read somewhere that they used the wrong species of wolf. You see, the dire wolf's descendant was a certain breed of wolf, but they used the wrong kind to make those genetic puppies a few months back. Or was it a year ago? It was a year ago now I think about it. The point is that wrong base animal to give birth, or he used the wrong wolf. He used the wrong wolf's genetics to base the dire wolf's genetic code on, so when they made the puppies, they made a new animal instead of bringing back the dire wolf itself. If I remember correctly. So if we do the same with dinosaurs, they probably won't be real dinosaurs like in Jurassic Park, World. Dr. Yu, I believe his name is, also said that the dinosaurs in Jurassic World weren't real dinosaurs because they were under-feathered and other things. Yeah. I believe he said you don't want real dinosaurs, you want what you think are dinosaurs, I think. That's what he said in the movie. And confronted for what you mean Indominus Rex. If I remember correctly. And sometimes I think about that. We're living in an age where we can bring back extinct species or make our own. Or at least we're on the verge of it. That's morally questionable. I mean, it's essentially playing God to mix and match species, you know? Yet, also kind of fun. So I can see why people do it, even though they shouldn't. I mean, we do it all the time in video games, and video game mods like Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Mix these Pokemon together and get something new. And that greatly extends the playability of the game. Once I'm running Snorlax, I mix it with, I don't know, a Machoke Gas Sumo. Just what I'm saying is that if we ever do bring back the dinosaurs, they won't be true dinosaurs. You know, I'm not sure what species would have give birth to them. I suppose we'd have to slowly work our way upwards. If we start with the smallest dinosaurs, the copies, or something like them. And then slowly genetically modify each one to be slightly bigger until we can have bigger dinosaurs give birth, I guess. I'm not sure how it works, to be honest. I mean, it's not like you can just make an egg in a lab. You have someone give birth to it, right? So what if we didn't need to have someone give birth to the egg? What if we could just chemically make the egg? I mean, we're all just chemicals. I don't know. There's probably more to it than I'm thinking of right now. Or that's why, it's full of shield volcanoes. Oh, that's what they're called? They have slow flow rate and are less explosive, leading to gentle slopes but cover a wider area. Frankly, if I saw this at a Hawaiian theme park, I'd demand a refund. My, aren't we picky? I've actually been to Hawaii. Did you know that, Ken?
Huh?
I've been to Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got to see an active volcano.
I told you before, I never really left my hometown.
I know. Hey, but maybe someday, right?
I don't think so.
Let's just hope that you don't go the way of Hinako from Silent Hill F, where your hometown becomes a mysterious fog-filled monster haven. Speaking of Silent Hill F, I think that at the start of the game, or in the real world, and Hinako and her parents were discussing the marriage proposal that she got. That's why the father was like, this would solve all our money problems. And why Hinako's pissed because she knows her father only wants her married for the money, that kind of thing. And that's why her friends were a bit offish because they know that about the proposal. And like, that's why Sako calls her traitor because, according to the journals, they made a promise that they'd get boyfriends at the same time. And here goes Hinako getting married way before Sako even has a boyfriend. So it makes sense why she'd be calling her traitor at the start of the game. And it explains the awkwardness of Shu, who likes her. So if he hears she's about to get married to someone totally different from him, he'd probably feel really freaking awkward. A lot of mixed feelings like, should I not tell her I like her? She's my partner, I can't imagine life without her, she's my best friend, blah blah blah, you know? You can explain why Hinako just wanted to talk to her friends because she wants someone to talk to about the issues. But she just can't bring herself to do it. However, the big question is, when does everything become more introspective?
It's
Because I'm
Silent Hill,
going
so probably.
What, Ken?
It's Silent Hill, so probably never.
I feel like it does. Because at some point, things go from being literal to being more introspective. Like, how many of the endings have you gotten, Ken?
Huh?
How many endings have you gotten?
All of them.
Okay, so spoilers, people. In the true ending, Hinako from the Overworld, Hinako from the Fog Town, just say screw it to everyone, go off on their own to just have a nice, quiet chat with each other. After being the other's respected patron, I guess we can call him. She tells her fiance that maybe she'll marry him eventually, but right now she's just not ready for it. Never get to know him naturally. And she just leaves Shu standing there a little awkwardly, and they just go back to town, just chat about things in life. How nice it is to have some peace and quiet. By that point, I think things got introspective, you know?
Yeah.
In other endings, though, the characters make interesting comments, and it's clear that Hinako's actually at the wedding venue. Like, when in the first ending, we hear the wedding goers going like, what's wrong with her, where's she going? Another one where Shu and Hinako are talking about what they're wearing in the stay at the child ending. Like, Shu, why are you dressed like that? Never mind me, why are you dressed like that, Hinako? In the Also in the true ending where the fiance apologizes for his grandfather acting brash from drinking too much, when it was the Fox boss saying all that stuff. So I can't help but wonder, at what point did we get introspective? It had to be right when the fog monster first attacked and took out Sadako. At some point between, I mean, right before Sadako got taken out, and after the final boss. No, had to be right when Sadako was taken out, right before that. Because I don't think Sadako actually is dead in the real world.
I think they're all alive.
Yes, most definitely. Well, unless we're in the first ending. Then there's a lot of dead people.
So the thing is, they died, and the story is meant to represent she's marrying and abandoning her childhood and saying goodbye to her friends, leaving them in the dark, literally.
Yes. But I think it's not just that. She's leaving her old self behind, too.
Yep.
Hence why she herself can be the enemy. But now, a big question. What about her sister?
Her sister got married, and she's basically confirming to society. There's a cutscene where Hinako says, "I don't want to be married because I want to be free, and if I don't have the freedom I need, then I will never truly be happy. Happiness isn't defined by just marrying someone who loves you." And then her sister goes, "I would say that is definitely an unrealistic expectation. Maybe in 100 years, women will be able to be happy by just being free."
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I also believe that the overworld is a real place in the game. It's not just some alternate reality. It's just the shrine where she gets married at.
Yeah. That's the impression I got too.
And even quite possibly the big compound that... what's her fiance's name again?
Eddie Sugaoka.
I'm just gonna call him Eddie for simplicity's sake. That's where Eddie's family lives. It's not just a shrine, there's like a little village in that quote-unquote corridor section, yeah?
Yeah.
But now we gotta ask, were the rituals real? And I don't think so. Well, I think they were in a sense, but they weren't nearly as extreme as we see them.
Yep.
The cleansing, that happened with water. The sawing her arm off, that didn't happen. So what did happen is the question.
I think, I don't know, they boiled hot water on her? That's the impression I got.
Yeah, but she took a saw to her own arm. Well, let's think of it in a different sense. Those rituals might have been her getting ready for the wedding, like putting on her dress and veil and stuff. So maybe she was just putting on something onto her arm like a glove or a ring. Now the defacing ritual, I think that's just makeup was being applied to her face and then the mask. That mask I feel is real because that feels like an actual thing they might do. You know, the the fiance is not supposed to see the bride, the groom. I mean, until after they kiss. You know. It's like a veil. But also, here's another big question. How old was she? I'm guessing she actually was 16 the whole way through. At minimum. 18 maybe at oldest. They mentioned in the first ending that she was a 20-something, but I don't think that's quite right because we also read in her journal that she's often mistaken as being older because of her height.
I'm not sure. I think she is 20 in the real world.
Now, I didn't look at every single ending. The quote-unquote bad ending where she actually gets married. I hear her face peels off. And then gets stomped on by her fiance. Is that true?
Yeah, if you mod the game and you zoom the camera out, yeah.
Is the face older than Himiko we play as?
You can't really see the model.
Can we surprise again? Does she stand taller compared to her to Eddie?
I think so, but she has no face.
Well, height alone could mean she's older. There's only so much heels can do for someone, you know what I mean? Yep, if I remember correctly, he's pretty tall. It also brings up the odd question of if she is 20 when it happens, does she stress for high school in the intro, which we both agree did happen, that's the real world, yeah?
Yeah.
Why is she wearing high school clothes when she's 20?
I don't think she is because in the ending where she runs away, with Shu, where she cancels her wedding, she and her best friend, they comment, she says, oh, I never, like, you look weird in a tuxedo, and yeah, you look weird in that. So
yeah,
it
that's
implies
right.
that,
Yeah, that's right.
it implies that Hinako is actually just wearing the school uniform in her mind, but in the real world, she's wearing the wedding dress.
Interesting. Now, which ending do you think is the actual ending? I know there's a true ending, but let's face it, that might not mean anything.
It's Silent Hill, so we probably never know.
But then again, it is what we call true, but is it canon is the question. But you know what I think? I think the game is looping. That's why you get New Game Plus and different endings after playing through the first time.
Right. Unless there's a sequel, I don't think it matters. Canon is often defined by whatever the sequel considers to be true.
Okay. Now, I did find one thing odd about the game.
Yeah.
The school Nick's forced called the middle school, right?
Yeah,
Yet they're wearing high school uniforms, right?
yeah.
Why didn't they just call it the high school?
You know,
Didn't they want to just
maybe
reference the original Silent Hill?
maybe grading systems are different in Japan because um, in Brazil there's elementary school and there's high school. There is no, I think there's just school and then there's grades. There's no elementary, there's no middle, there's no high, there's just school. But I'm not an expert, so
Yeah, do you think girls were actually going missing from her hometown, like the posters suggested?
hmm, it it depends. Again, it's not really clear whether all of that is actually happening or whether it's just like a mental projection, like it's all in her head or something, if it's real or not. But there's a file that says there's a file that says that the girls that go missing, they were actually married, spirited away, and are now living in the land of in the a life of luxury with their fox husbands or something without a care in the world.
Oh
So
yeah, I forgot
basically,
about that.
basically what happens to Hinako in the third inning, or was it the second? I don't know.
The bad ending.
Hmm.
Now, usually in Silent Hill games, the place the protect is in is real, right?
The place you protect me.
Is in is real. It's just they're in a version of it that no one else can see.
Yeah, because the town in the true ending, quote unquote true ending, it looks different. It looks flooded.
No, it looks foggy to me, but I mean like in previous Silent Hill games.
Yeah, in the previous Silent Hill games, the town to a person who is not traumatized, it looks pretty normal. It's just a resort town where you like. I think in the second game, Mary says, "Oh, I love that town, Silent Hill. It's so peaceful. It's so beautiful." Until you're traumatized, then it becomes hell. But it's
For a
happening in
few over,
like,
of course.
but then it and then I think the place is populated. Nobody can see you walking around. Like the you only get to see what the town wants you to see. Like, if the town wants you to be in a hellscape, then you'll be in a hellscape. But to everyone else, you either not exist, you're walking there, but they can't see you or touch you or anything. It's complicated.
You think Alyssa is what triggered the Silent Hill event?
Mm,
Or was it always like
until
that?
in the first game, there's something like there were some folks who engaged in black magic or something. So it was definitely there before, but she amplified it.
So following that trajectory, do you think Kinko Amplified was only on in her hometown?
Probably in the ending where she runs off with Shu, uh, there's a curse placed on the town, and the town basically becomes filled with toxic gas because of the doll's curse.
what's the thing about the doll anyway?
So basically, so basically, there's a bunch of files in the game that say another deity was worshipped before the foxes became the main religion. So when that religion was abandoned, they seek revenge, but they require people to to believe on them. And there's a whole fucking thing about a curse placed on a town, on a sacred sword. So the doll is basically the god that was abandoned, and he's trying to prevent the wedding from happening, to prevent giving the foxes more power than they already have.
Okay, why would Mary Hancock give foxes more power?
In the true ending, it's explained that every once in a blue moon, a girl with divine power is born, and a spell is cast on our ancestor to seek that girl. And I guess Hinako is special. She was born with divine power, and they want her to marry her so they can make themselves stronger.
So she's kind of like Alyssa in that sense. She has some abilities.
I guess, yes.
However, she's not nearly as strong as Alyssa because she doesn't just manifest them at will. They're all, pretty held within her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's got the potential to let them out.
Probably.
Now, that reminds me, did Alyssa actually do anything psychic or magical when she was alive?
Yes, Alexa was always described as having strong psychic abilities. Like, I think she killed an officer just by thinking about it, and all the things that happen in Silent Hill, she can manifest. There's a file in the first game that talk about the power of manifesting delusions. It's believed that in young girls up to 15 years old, there are some girls who are born with strong psychic abilities, and nightmares or strong emotions can trigger poltergeists.
Okay. Well, by that launch, maybe Hanako's actually 15. She does seem right around that age. Maybe she wasn't 20. She was 15 when she got married.
Yeah, but Alessa's case was way more extreme because she was abused and she was burned alive when she was 7 years old.
Yes, while Hinako had a significantly nicer life in comparison. The only thing she had was people not wanting, and the girls not wanting to be with her because she was a tomboy.
Yeah.
That was as bad as it got for her. She actually had a best friend. Like Alyssa, who had no one, not even her mom.
Oh yeah, and Hinako also had abusive parents.
Oh yes. I mean, just look at her father. He was a real piece of work, throwing shit at her.
In the true ending, he actually apologized to her. Like, he breaks down crying and says he pretended to be tough, and the wife helped him pretend to be tough because they believe that children should fear their parents, but it was all an act. He's actually a pretty shy and sensible man, but because they were born in an age where it was believed that children should fear their parents, that's how he that's how he acted.
That's just,
And, and
that just feels wrong.
yep. And in the true ending, he breaks down, apologizes, saying, "If all I did was ever teach you to hate men, I'm sorry. I was a terrible teacher. Please forgive me."
Wow. Does she forgive him?
She does. I don't forgive you exactly, but I understand you better now.
Well, maybe from now on he'll be nicer to her. And her sister, of course.
Right. I think her sister married and moved out.
Well, most certainly. We don't find her room when we're exploring the house, do we?
We never explored her real house anyway.
True, but the Upperworld version has rooms that make sense being there. The bathroom, the kitchen, her room, her parents' room. The only room that isn't there is Junko's room. So my bet is, given how they always seem to be stressing for money, Junko probably just stayed in Hanako's room till she got married.
Probably.
As far as I can tell, the only real connection between the rest of the Silent Hill games and this one are two things. One, her powers, Hanako to Alyssa and the White Dahlia.
I don't think the connections are there, to be honest.
Yeah, and they're pretty
But
flimsy, if you ask me.
the only connection I see is basically a game that has a foggy town, complicated as puzzles, and explores drama. But other than that, yeah, I don't see the connection. It's basically like people joke that Silent Hill F is the Resident Evil 7 of the Silent Hill franchise because other than a few tenuous connections and Chris appearing at the very ending, Resident Evil 7 feels pretty disconnected.
See, well, if you think about it, it followed the Resident Evil title a lot more. It was a Residence, and it was pretty damn evil.
Mhm.
Wasn't Silent Hill 4 kind of just as loosely connected?
What now connected?
Silent
Yeah,
Hill 4.
no, it had a few connections like the cult, the cult and their beliefs played a huge part in the plot. The hotel owner was a relative of James, and I think the town where it takes place, it was next to Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Henry was a relative of James?
No, not Henry, the hotel owner.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wasn't he James's dad or something?
Let me look it up. I never played the fourth one. Mr. Sunderland. Frank. Yes, he's the father of him.
Do you think he knows what happened to his son?
I don't think so.
Remind me, what happens to Frank in the game?
What now?
What happens to Frank Sutherland in 4? I forget.
Well, there's different endings, and in the worst ending, he dies. Walter kills him.
Well, that's not great.
Well, only in the worst ending. I think in the better endings, he's alive.
Oh, I hope so.
I got this photo from James. I heard his son and daughter-in-law disappeared in Silent Hill a few years back. So no, I don't think he knows what happened. I guess they went missing.
Interesting. Would
But
you play a
there's a
game as
theory-
Frank Sutherland trying to find what happened to his son?
No.
Yeah, he'd be a bit slower, wouldn't he? Because he's older.
Right.
I mean, movement-wise. Who was that girl that James could adopt in the best ending?
Laura.
Okay. Do you think she got out?
She probably did. She's a child and she's not traumatized, so she don't have any inner demons to fight.
Not yet, at least. Would you play a game where we follow Laura, return to Silent Hill? All grown up?
Probably. Probably.
Trying to find what happened to that man she once knew.
You mean James?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's difficult because that would ruin Silent Hill 2 and bigger than it. There's a theory that even if James disappeared, it's probably because he's being hunted down by the police. He killed his wife and everything, so even if you got the best ending in Silent Hill 2, James probably would be laying low.
Fair enough. Or maybe Laura stayed in Silent Hill and got adopted by someone there.
Maybe.
Could you see the people? I forget.
I think she could, but again, I don't really think like she or James or Mary ever lived in Silent Hill. It was just a place they took vacation in.
Yeah,
Laura
but-
actually
Laura was in Silent Hill in the game itself, and I doubt she'd
looking
just
for
be able to walk all
She
the way
was
to the
just-
next town, like Rams or something.
She was actually looking for Mary. She actually met Mary off town.
Yes, in the hospital, I remember. Didn't you ever say why Laura was in the hospital?
No.
Strange. wonder if Laura has parents.
She doesn't. She's an orphanage.
Now here's the big question. Do you think Silent Hill will be normal or foggy for you if you visit it?
I think it would be normal. I'm not saying I'm a saint, but I never killed people.
Or got traumatized?
Oh, I'm definitely traumatized.
It'd probably be foggy.
Yeah, but it's not as intense as everyone else who's been there.
Yeah, probably at worst to be. Well, it depends, really. Harry Mason killed no one.
Yeah, but that's because he was directly connected to Alexa.
Yeah, with him adopting her soul. Okay, what about the trucker guy?
Who?
From the PSP one.
Who?
What was it called? Silent Hill. Not Homecoming.
Oh, right. It's the cult is part of that game's plot too.
But he didn't kill anybody.
He killed his own brother.
Oh, no, you're thinking of the Homecoming one. I mean the other one.
Yeah.
For the
The
trucker.
origin?
Yes, that.
He got directly connected to Alexa. He took her out of her ritual.
Oh, right. I mean, I knew that bit, but I forgot that with, by association, make him link to things.
Yeah, and he's the one who directly helped her, like, with her soul in half.
Mm-hmm. And we all know why the convict was there. I forget his name. From Silent Hill Downpour. And Heather was literally Alessa reborn, so. How about the arcade one, the one with the riverboat?
I don't know. I know literally nothing about that one.
wonder if they'll ever pursue a game story where we follow Heather's kid.
Howdy everybody, I hope you liked the video. If you did, you can support me through buying a copy of my book, Nimbus, off of Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. Nimbus is the story of Hubert Yeats and his struggle against the robotic birdmen, the Hawkers. Will he survive or fall to his death? Read on to find out. Until next time, goodbye.